Hello and welcome to Viewpoint. My name is Tamara Rosevan. The state of Ukraine's weapons industry has been in the spotlight since the start of the war in the Donbas nearly 2 years ago. Joining us to discuss the shortfalls and developments in this industry is Denys Gurak, the Deputy Director General of State Arms Manufacturer, UkrOboronProm. Welcome to Viewpoint.
Thanks. Thanks for inviting.
I understand that part of UkrOboronProm, there are over 100 enterprises which belong to it. Do you think, and what is basically your opinion, does Ukraine have the capacity to provide its own army with versions of modern equipment that it's asking Western allies to provide it with?
Definitely we have this capability. Historically, Ukraine was 1/3 of Soviet Union defense industry. So we have closed cycles of manufacturing of all types of equipment, starting from armored vehicles, aviation, Navy equipment, radio electronics, radio warfare, radars, communication, and artillery, munitions, rockets, everything. So we are historically one of best engineering countries in the world. We still have the most number of engineering graduates a year from our universities, which, if I'm not mistaken, is about 130,000 people. So, yeah.
So
definitely.
Why is Ukraine asking Western allies to provide it with modern weapons and military equipment?
Because of economic situation, mostly. And because of desire to work and to work with NATO countries, because that's our strategy, and because, well, we are hoping that we would be heard in the world and that we're not alone. So that's basically why.
And it's not because Ukraine's weapons industry has been at a standstill, and most of the equipment and tanks and these armored personnel carriers, they are from the Soviet era.
No, yes, they are from the Soviet era. There is some part of new equipment produced, which is now currently being supplied. But the concept of arms didn't change too much since 50 years ago. There are still same tanks, still same airplanes, still same guns, rockets, etc. They're more modern, they're more precise, faster, more durable, whatever, but the concept is still the same. So it's not that nothing changed too much in defense industry. You know, it's kind of it's a conservative industry. So remaining those capabilities, and we have remained those capabilities in Soviet Union, we're producing comparable to NATO quality equipment, and in terms of quality, it is of course we can prove it because we are still one of top 10 arms exporters in the world. So I think that's a very good proof of our quality and capabilities.
Yes, but if Ukraine's quality, the quality of weapons that Ukraine is producing, like you say, is at a good level, is that what you're saying?
Sure, of course.
Then why are there so many reports from the east of unit commanders and soldiers calling for, as a result of lack of functioning weapons and equipment?
You know, when we speak about such topics, it all matters if we go into details. So there are shifts of people. So there was some equipment put to the east directly when it was not repaired, modernized, etc. So imagine the Ukrainian army 1.5 years ago. It was totally not prepared for fighting. Everybody understands that in comparison to what is now. So there was just certain equipment. Okay, so the BTR.
What is happening now? You have different volunteer organizations repairing Soviet-era tanks.
There are some, but of course the level of and the amounts, the orders are. We're not aware of what volunteers are doing. Of course, they're doing a good job, but I don't have numbers how many tanks they repaired. I know that we supplied last year more than 2,000 items to our defense ministry, both of so half by half of new equipment and of
2,000 items. Now, does that
more than 2,000 items?
And how much is the Ukrainian Defense Ministry asking for you to produce?
You mean in numbers?
Yes.
So this year, the number increased by, I think, 13 or 14%. There was a statement by the Ministry of Defense recently. I'm not sure of the general amount, but it's more than of the exact amount, but it's more than 7 billion UA hryvnia.
Apart from providing equipment to the Ukrainian army, you also have various deals for export.
Of course.
And Ukraine has been ranked number 9 among the world's top 20 arms exporters for the period of 2011-2015. But there's been a lot of criticism about this as well from Ukrainian politicians, and they were calling for investigation into arms export. For example, the former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko, she said that every kind of weapon is invaluable on the front, and Ukraine isn't really in a position to export weapons. Can you tell us what your company's policy is on this, and how much is Ukraine planning to export in 2016?
So there are a few things I wanted to say regarding this question. First of all, we're not exporting things which are not which are ordered by the Ministry of Defense, and the Ministry of Defense, according to legal procedure, verifies each item, whether it's the smallest item or it's a tank, whether it could be exported or not. And we are a big industry which has relations, which has history, which has legal obligations, etc. Of course, if we have orders and we are a big international business, we have big international business. Historically, we supplied to more than 90 countries. Last year, I think, number of of our clients was we supplied to more than 70 countries only last year. There are only 2 countries in the world which can produce and maintain Soviet and post-Soviet equipment, which is Russia and Ukraine. And due to geopolitical situation, now a lot of countries are switching from Russia to Ukraine. Because they understand that we have the same quality, we have the same capabilities mostly, and we are much more reliable partner, I would say.
On February 18th, the Ukrainian Defense and Security Forum was held in Kiev, and they were on the agenda was the development of arms manufacture. I understand that Ukraine is trying to bring the standards of its weapons up to NATO standards. Mm-hmm. So how close is your company to that goal, and what steps are being taken right now by your company to improve weapons development?
We're close. We're, as I said, we fully have capability to switch to NATO standards, and Ukraine's security and defense strategy foresees a 5-year plan to do that. In terms of industry, I'm sure we'll accomplish everything, but the forum was mostly aimed of showing our Western partners that Ukrainian defense industry is actually investment attractive, because since the collapse of Soviet Union, it was still a very closed one, a very conservative industry, and it was underdeveloped objectively. So when the new government after Maidan came and we faced with war, we understood that the strategy of defense industry should be completely shifted, should be completely changed. So we developed a new strategy, we developed a reform which foresees, first of all, fighting corruption in state business, corporatization of the industry, which would allow eventually to attract investments and, of course, much tighter relations with companies from NATO member states.
I see. So cooperation and development of Ukraine's weapons sector. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thanks.
This has been Denys Gurak, the Deputy Director General of State Arms Manufacturer UkrOboronProm. You've been watching Viewpoint on Ukraine Today.